ne yirasio obia woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma bia na ni koso ni ja obreti ni kukodo fo eja wo mu ankuni maba aguna na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obie na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so awira cheche wokwane ne bane na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bi eja wo mu anami di asam asa shirina na mpano wasa meja wo mu asoma biaba woduma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeninza waso eni je ni agrawom afe wunu bi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwanso akire ne kwampa no bi asam yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso waduma nkoma oba ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu ne yirasio obi a woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma bia na ni
checking your time. You're very, very good. Now, a boy we moisturize it with nippediano skin, no? A toss with ye pa. I don't pay with your bar, with your payma. Open so windy and a casani mountain. Chocho skin toner, and there's a so mountain. Chocho bar, they would drama into say, and then waposo. But your baby, I would take pains in the and your pain relief, Kessben. You're being in ano, and it's afraid you might be drove here. But my chocho bar, no ain't you. Now, a beboa, a year on in ano, and you're free. I don't pay chocho product here, Gumwa who do they teach you a chocho shampoo, the conditioner, hair food, and a free base. But your bar, dandruff, a Jew, you know, I'm also wouldn't know Chihuahua, no thing, you know.
The government decision to withdraw the Opuli case, the Attorney General most bizarrely attacked the integrity of a retired Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Clemens Onyenigba, and the Honorable Chief Justice, albeit unjustifiably. Dr. Ayeni claimed that a perjury application filed by Dr. Stephen Opuli against a witness was not heard by Justice Onyenigba, and that, in his words, this is most unacceptable. Regrettably, this is another falsehood Dr. Ayeni's press statement. The trial court ruled on the application. The applicant proceeded to the Court of Appeal by filing a notice of appeal. I repeat that the tendency of an Attorney General to make untruthful allegations against the prosecuting team and judges sitting on cases being prosecuted by his office is highly unprofessional. What we see, and this is exactly what we see from Dr. Ayeni 3 weeks into his tenure. His actions constitute an attack on the very office he is now head of. Dr. Ayeni stated further in his press statement, and I quote, when in accordance with law and practice, Justice Anoti Jima decided he was going to hold a de novo trial in the same Opuli case, he was instantly transferred to Kumasi, and the case was allocated to a new judge who then proceeded to adopt proceedings, end of quote. This is another plain falsehood, and a rehash of the unfounded allegations made by NDC commentators in the media space. If Dr. Ayeni had taken pains to examine the file in the Opuli matter, as he should have done, we would have found that it was not a new trial judge who adopted proceedings for the trial to continue. The then Attorney General, my humble self, was compelled to file an appeal against the order of Justice Anoti Jima for the proceedings to start de novo or afresh after the close of the prosecution's case and the defense had opened their case. The Court of Appeal allowed the Attorney General's appeal and ordered that the proceedings be adopted before the trial court. It took about 3 months for the appeal to be heard and determined. Before the conclusion of the appeal, the Honorable Chief Justice, in exercise of her powers under the Constitution, at the time that the proceedings to Opuli matter had effectively been stayed due to the pendency of the appeal at the Court of Appeal, transferred the trial judge, Justice Anoti Jima, to the High Court, Kumasi.
And that is Ora Godfrey Yaboada, the former Attorney General, over the weekend, last Friday, the press conference, where when they and some for in Komo about issues, Dr. Ayeni, Attorney General, about the entire Akobani and 70 Bebre Honoma Nanke Koso Quarter, and they aban say onye interested. Now, my main call line so na many lawyer Isaac Mintalabi in the encomo. Council ultimately can pay a match and patch on pump to say.
Yeah, Joe, I'm here to be here. I'm also.
Eradi adaroma yenso ye ho ye na last week ye di nkomo ya ebisa said the justification for discontinuing some of the cases filing a null prosecutor no I mean minister justified say obetimi ayenesa na but omayeti as yes I mean in law no such opportunities are available to him and he say oye na dwen so be yusua Mrebia and Shen is Obama reasons, but he went further to tell Ghanaians entirely the reasons behind some of these things. But Attorney General former has responded, said major issues are raising here as the justification for filing a null prosecutor. No, Nina and Bebrewa a falsehood. And Opaying Komwe Mamintio Waho na the Akoban said the former and the current Attorney General no women disagree on some of this development.
Remember, many former Attorney General now can make any anchor. I have my mother better. Remuno is no longer the Attorney General. Rebecca is a spent force. A spent force means you see, with all due respect to him, and the home said that he may be. For him to come out and be making, commentary, and especially through a press conference, and trying to respond to the decisions and explanations of the current Attorney General. To me, were unwarranted because within the public space, so far, the basis and not in the locals and understanding, has been pledged by the laws of this country. It's no longer a part of the government. It doesn't, to comment on practice that have been done by officialdom, in a sense, by the current Attorney General, who was the power behind him to take decisions that, according to his knowledge, skill, competence, and the law that is out to him, is doing. In the middle, honestly, I've chosen not to become press conference that was done by the former Attorney General. And my main reason has been because he doesn't have the locus at this stage. You see, he had the power that the present Attorney General had. Now, once you are endowed with power, Article 296 of the 19th Constitution, it states clearly, said, over exercising discretion, it should be candid, it should be fair. And when he had the chance, and he was prosecuting certain, personalities in some high-profile cases. Yes, he was expected by the law to have been fair and to be candid. His decisions to proceed, to prosecute certain persons in this country, should have been rooted in this principle of law. Unfortunately, there are certain developments, but subsequently, now it busy that assumption. Because there was a radio, an audio recording in which there was an attempted, clear intent to manipulate the administration of justice by conversations that sought to get one, Mr. Japa, to obtain, a medical, report to go to court in an attempt to deceive the court as if he was sick when he was actually not sick. That was one thing. That is that alone. In any environment where they respect, the law, they respect, that people in public spaces should live up to a certain minimum standard of life or expectation. Now, you say you are trying to even undermine the administration of justice in that way. People could have called on you to resign. I remember very well, there was a time, I think it's a Menfanko, Champions League. I think it's Chelsea. Normally, either Barcelona. I think Barcelona no ball. And Drogba. I think at the end of the match or so, he was very furious when they lost against Barcelona. UK. I think he made certain comments which were captured by the camera. Just because of that, he was made to face serious consequences because the cameras were on him and he was basically speaking to the world. If in his own private area, he could have gotten away with it. But once he came out, he was punished for it. And so, you see, once you're in the public space, you have to be measured. You have to make sure it's a BBR, and it's compliant with the law you are guided. Unfortunately, no, he came out publicly that whilst he was prosecuting, he was even having a conversation with a very accused person that he was prosecuting, and which is even against our professional etiquette rules. And he being the bar, the first gentleman of the bar and the leader of the bar at the time when he was the AG, that conduct itself was wrong, was unprofessional. And even talk about the conversation that he was having. Because you don't have to be having a conversation without the knowledge and the consent of the lawyer of the accused person. You understand? Even at that stage, say, I did not accused person, I need a lawyer. You have to be circumspect. And the bottom line is that you don't even have to engage without even the knowledge of the court. Because if I was Attorney General and I was prosecuting in that case, and at some point in time an accused person doesn't have a lawyer, but there's a need to have some discussions, I'll seek leave from the court openly. So that it will be on record. And then the court may grant me the permission or the leave to be able to have that conversation if need be. So that it wouldn't look like I did it all on my own. Because see, the standard to whom much is given, much is expected. And so, well, all these things have gone past. There were a lot of other things, allegations here and there, which came up, which essentially, discredited his administration. And so, once he's out of the scene, and there's a new who, by his office and endowment by the law, he has gone through the documents, the files. He even said that there's a memo that was, addressed to the then AG, advising that, the prosecutions ought to be stopped. He has access to all of that. And based upon that, he has taken the decision to discontinue. I think that is this extra earlier on was more like Adom and Oye Ghana for. If you say, man ain't sharing so no be inamo. But I don't know so what Ghana for no be teaching simply Ghana for transparency and openness in administration. And that is what our new age is bringing on board. And to say, he is not supposed to explain. And to in law, no, it's assumed that there was no explanation. So what is it that you are responding to? Until, like I'm saying,
he has served in that office before as a former attorney. And in this instance, I will know Nana handle a lot of the cases. Case files ni bebrenano na one table so our fair knowledge of what transpired. No, say Bibi Ohona say ento year. Doesn't he have the right, say at least obey conversation? No,
his administration is over. The time will come. And the time will come. By that office, no, he is a spent force. And America say in law, no. Say if the law assumes that you are not supposed to do something, and you do it, the law does not take it that you have done it. It assumes that you have not done it. That is it. And so the present Attorney General is not required by law to explain himself for whatever decision he has taken regarding the null prosecution. So even though he has come out to explain it, the law will assume he has not done it. And on that basis, he as a lawyer also, former AG, should not come and respond to something that has not been done. And that is my view. And besides that, he doesn't even have the locals to come and respond to anything. He had a fine. His days are over. So whether you come in to come and say this or that, Ghanaians are not even interested in you or interested in whatever you have to say. Because if they wanted to keep you there, they would have kept your administration there. You are out. So it's better he embraces his retirement rather than coming to the public space trying to muddy the water. We don't need him at this stage.
Very well. And in effect, the Oka, an instance will be because the decision has been taken to discontinue most of those cases.
And no. The end of matter. So far, I say President Attorney General, Honorable Dr. Kayini, respond here. But for me, I will not respond to him because you are giving him public space, you are giving him relevance, but he's out of the picture. It's also Jano. You're better than finance over my area. You're better than finance over my country. Let us move on because Ghana for a proper governance, and that is what we are going to give to them.
Very well. Council, I'm grateful for your time.
Thank you very much.
And lawyer Minta Labi Isaac Kana Menino Eddie and Common 55 minutes after 7, bringing us exactly on the clock. Now, Attorney General, former any the current one, and Koma Air Kosono and Yekodi Yanom Pacho, your numbers no. 0550567 0550567 and no any numbers are yede juma. But let's know from you your views and opinions and some of these matters. Now lawyer Labia, he's clearly telling you Godfred Yebo Adame, the former Attorney General, has no locus. I mean, what time your authority is past and gone, and whichever files you left, justifiable, reasonable enough, say obetimi ejinasoma prosecution no acquired to the latter of it anka watimi ayenisa. For that reason, no, I mean obeka bibia crana cases no ya discontinue away and it has no merit. That is what lawyer Labi has said. But ma yente wonka wonso wadwen try woman no or the buy a budget na yakin kind edi amount. Now and we made mention about some of the places across the country and they power outages no ashasia eba, but already no the independent power producers, some of them are threatening to shut down omo plant ahodwa tema no omo generate enyinam kadiano. The reason being that abide the omoka, I mean a canon so enya idea abide etia, they need money for their operations and on kwani betimi abwa ma machines no etimi ejina so na plants na etimi ejina so just to provide us with the energy and as the electricity we deserve. And we'll come to that to have a conversation shortly. Na yenewedi enkomo ewo ho na last week Basi Friday over the weekend President Mahama has been very busy last week no Munich in Germany talking about the economy and ekwaya obefaswa. I mean, say obetimi ahwe say ene yesika sem no yebetimi atoto ni ye. Now, President Mahama outlines three major key things in that particular engagement. He has said, say, taxes nini adie na ebu nkrofo kom no, it doesn't encourage businesses. For him, he feels that the radio existing ones, no, unnecessary yehwe na the collection, no, ekwenye befaswa yebejiji sika no, yama efficiency and effectiveness etimi abemo. If we are able to do that, then what it means, you know, and it's a buying revenue target bia or the man hobiano can be achieved and on kwani betimi aboa ma omaeno yesika sem no yetimi position ye ho ye. Number 2, President Mahama neni so ade no and he said and obe reduce expenditure and the cutting of wastage within the system. I mean, obetimi control a lot of those ones na etimi aboa just to show up your revenue mobilization na etimi akwakoba de se yemfatu bebre na no ema meto Ghana for. So these were conversations what have it in Germany and again corruption no you see betimi esi no yes, but through that we are told say Ora reporter womo ede akono. The valuation of it is around $21 billion. Now it is expected say this year the year 2025 womo ede omho share debt restructuring mo DDP no. I mean it is expected say buying between about 15 billion Ghana cedis in terms of debt any a car. Buying a day a year the domestic exchange program no one more a day or a shame no local a year creditors are buying day or more cano. I mean that is how much it is expected. Now in real nominal terms we are talking about a little over $1 billion or equivalents now. So Ghana has a lot of things to do in terms of the economy and in making sure say sika semni nyinano ebetimi are bouncing back. But we'll get onto the line shortly because some of the crusaders have said say Ghana yebetimi secure loopholes no ne baby sika ni nyina no enyunu now what we need to do no and it's bano issues related with corruption Maakye said they individuals and so can initiate a suit against certain people. One more issue say they've engaged in corruption or corruption related matters. Na ebetumi aboa ma individuals and so after say o my no baby asika akwakodia wrong bia no or minor dear or minor sabesan so akana dear. And we'll be talking to Emmanuel Wilson shortly. Na yenine din komo about some of this development. Na Oshe Juma oral team no committee no entirely etimi aye the Attorney General babeye at the account. Some of the cases will need further investigation. And then evidence be available no and a betre say prosecution no ebetimi akoso substantially and I say entimi enkoso ni nyina no eka nkomodia anope yede ebro no eho na afi yene wabon komo but Kumasi and some part of the country Dumsono is all over. A lot of questions are being asked. We'll speak to Dr. Charles Ofori Jemfi shortly na yebisa say Mary is situated in the Ashanti region. We were made to understand, sir, from that part of the country, Ekwade Kosi up north. No, the relocation of the Mary plant, should be able to serve those regions, and its environs, very well. Said and Kania, in those areas. But what is really happening within that enclave? Ama Dumsono Asanswa Amane Honreso Asasia Babym. Stay with me. Na yebedisa nkombono shortly. Yeah, Central Region. Kaswa Nyenyano Main Road no eso anope for one more on 0553 800 0553 800 na one a year Obatampa Prostate Center for any enkombo anope. But your prostate how bia ada woso ache asha woso ache na bacho amma wonso waye mobono anope one Obatampa Prostate Center for edi nkomo a komo betu ase prekope ede ama fifi practice last stop ewo kaso nyanyano main road no eso anope frɛ of a Wilson na one no edi nkomo 0553 800-678 0553 800-678 na woni Obatampa edi enkomo anope na opposing na drono eye imbustable mestra anope imbusta daro mentim pacho immune system no ebenya ahoden sonko edi akon edi atia yare bia yedi nkomo empacho syphilis ada hawadwe gonorrhea pressure ewo so stroke abesha so ma oye ho hwe a enyeye waist pain ana fe dru baby a na fatigue asset in oye adwuma kakra bia na wabre malaria ana hawadwe a ni nyina no eye wo system a aye weak no entia opposing na dro no imbustable mixture for adaroma pacho ononum bia ebeboa etu ni nyina no ase ede amount na enye no pe ebema we immune system now aye very strong enti yare ba na akeke no away anope ope yenu ibi atwa yewo herbal shops ni nyina mu across the country region bi a obia no imbustable mixture no ni de obenya bi ato ewo herbal shops any pharmacies ahodo ni nyina anope ope no dodo mu atu akoton ana ope no dodo mu atu egisu dia pacho frɛ Imbus for on 0246 208496 0246 208496 na woni imbus eni enkomo anope na womo ebeje wo so pa bacho womo nroi wodwaman so eye papa boost immune system no na ahoden sonko emra wodi pedem na wankasa obedi adanse obenya ahoden sonko akode atia yare nyina
odom sesrembu si anansimu nomfwe nansimu nomfwe
But 05505679229 05505679229 a text line no na mena Bayport Savings and Loans for ase anope Bayport adaroma but one at the fixed deposit investment no at the aba Bayport say yenka kaya wo se bra na baby account na fa osika no ebeto ha bosumi miensa bosumi nsia anase afeba kompacho oba womo ebeje so na womo ahwe osika wo de aba no na fe womo ne watena se ahyehye se interest no ahe anesese ba osika ne so edema anopai okita 5000 Ghana cedis e konanimu a but your Bayport are ready say womo ne obeye adwuma abomu pa across the country enti se wutie mi a said the debia no meka no fixed deposit there banks ahodo ni nyina no eye bi but ha ana wo ye rest assured say osika no enra osika no ebenyi ebewo moho e de amount na afi etimi aboa ma nso wanya sika e de ahye wo business a wo ye ne mo anopai borrow Bayport Savings and Loans branches in Yanaimo across the country. On Kaya, Obeko, a year Kokomlimli, ATTC school, no, and chain pair. Now, only Bayport for Akodim Komo Ewoho. But your Maakye that Ubetimi, I 3 months, 6 months, and I said 1 year. Now, only Bayport, a year Juma Abum. But your for one more on 0245 153283. 0245 153283 and after 0263 007 922 0263 007 922 na when the Bayport Savings and Loans and so any enkomo anope na womo ebeje so na be catch odo ho a fixed deposit mu a afe no enko na yie no na osika no awo mboho bebre na no e de amaw anope womo adaroma ana womo etimi aboaye enti mame enna wase na say ye ka say the Mobile Money Association womo a vendors womo de mobile money ejuma no mpacho womo raise a lot of red flags about the current development and happenings also within that sector. Now womo ye major concern about situation will be at in kiosk mo and say the container mo juma obetia ne say akromfo akoto e de ahye so na afei womo kwa akodi na wu agye ne ho sika nyina mamene Kingsley eni enkomo ono secretary at the Ma Association. Kingsley, good morning. As you saying,
good morning. I'm Adam.
Very well. And open my yena was say waje so enti first of more industrial mo ye juma wom say yi edi ankasa na eko support. What is really happening to mo members no?
Yo, ye da wase na mefa akwenye so echia etie for any Ghana for ni Mobile Money Advocacy Group members. Ya how nan say amani humre so independent for a utumi so ebegyina so edi sika edidi edwuma utumi boye so kum yen edi sika edidi edwuma eko then nan say ya ebisi wo krofom ya ewaba obo ne homodin abo ne bra kakra pe sika tu ne kotokumu ya bebo ne tuo ade ne sika ediko emre bi atwam no saa krono boy anase attacks on mobile money agency the man homre so pa and I say, Koba say, as a copom kakra, it's nay, oh, I feel the young to so kakra. As the young Korea, a fireman whom we should be. Then I'll chimney and nurture me. I can't swear. Will be Nisika 30,000. You have finished them. You just saying, enemy. And we see Yahusan and say, Yahu buying bono and conking papa. Anything on a year, chain in penny for a home buying bohun some so on some, yet strong against so. Say yeah, Interior Ministry and Minister of Interior, Honorable Muntaka, IGP, ne boy, and the men. Say one sorry, no one share, no one fan and she say, Papa need to see, Papa being too quite young so young who buying bono, a bit to me every pay and my yen. Say at least the police visibility person, what happens to police for motor phenomenon and Chrome Station Market. Police one in and a bit of crown and send a being who say bit to Poncoso. And money ade it is a police for no woman sir a man ni pabone for no so be di bone a onya ni easy and I say odwen hu mienu na asemo esi wo ko community ya homite ya sefem na ade ba akoni say aye hu ya hayen kakra most of the agents no woni association biya mu ye hwe rabai say no woni association biya mu ono a eneye n'adwuma na nko association mu a mepa so association Mobile Money Advocacy Group tani yenhye ne tie no yenya entitiye omu a ne afro police panin bi onim security issues bambo woman bambo pon hunim die ne ato nsa from omo sika sem ho ntotiye na omama yentitiye training and as education enunti most of our members no are abreast of security issues. Nanso obi ha na sabio so wanya ni sika no na adwuma enya nhye so mfa no member association bia enti for all you know no security tips bi ayen sua no oni san entity no bi enti na ye ka se ne ye hia nyimdifo no akyerɛ ne se yenhwɛ ye kasɛm yi ebia wo kɔ sika o bank enya fe na obeso bi o phone so aka se o anti adwa me kɔ sika bo me mo bi hu se wo kɔ bank ana wo kɔ sika ana se wo kɔ sika no na he ne dɔso kakra ma wo nua bi ana wadanfo bi a wo ti ni di ɔne wo nkɔ wo sika no ɔno kita fa na nso kita fa wo ya fa benku wo ya fa nifa na mu nyina ho be hia wo shop ni mu na wo de wo nkɔsua nyina gu kɛntɛn ba ko mu a ɛne wani tua ɛbɔ a wo hwere ni nyina bio wapon adwuma a wo kɔ fie no nso ɛsɛ sɛ utumi ɛhwɛ around upie ana hwɛ mpoma ni mu ɛho sɛ strange characters bi any ho enipa bi gyina ho a wɔnyɛ familiar with the environment moto bi si ho a sɛ obi ti so ɔpɛ kwan etu akɔ car bi si ho enipa bi ti mo pɛ kwan etu akɔ. We must watch out for all these unusual characters before we do sika be peer to shop mu if you see ba anawko efie nso a ense se efa kwan ba akoso da bia ena fa benkum so tena 24 so tena 15 enye sa nipa boni poni hu se wo da bia ha na afa obeta aka wa beji sika bio ye ka se wo ba shop na wo hwe na onye so sure empe sika fuduo na nsia ho metna shop ni mu kakra wo de beba no fabra esa ubetumi apɛ kwan foforɔ bi no bi di abrɛw ana wakoyi no wo di ahobanbɔ security measures bi ade ube put in place wakɔfɔ sika ba dan se sika kɛseɛ ni nyinaa bɛhyɛ wo ho ɛnyɛ saa yɛ to hyɛ so a obi bia ɛkɔ bio yɛ pɛ sɛ agent nyinaa yɛ aware sɛ your life is paramount wo nkwa ehia sin bibia mpanimfoɔ se wo nkwa a wo wadeɛ ɛno nti sɛ kɔba sɛ sɛ nipa bɔne po bi tu hyiaw ana to hyɛ wo so a wo de agya no no fa sika ne nkɔ wobɛnya wo nkwa wo te ase nko ade a wobɛnya hoɔden ayɛ adwuma apɛ sika ni bi ahyɛ anan mu unfortunately ɛyɛ ya sɛ awuraba no ato ne saa association no sɛ nka member ɛna bibi saa to no a yɛwɔ ɛna yɛmfa ne sɛ wansim na ɔwɔ ne nkwa ne agye ne sika no a yɛwɔ welfare packages bi kakra a yɛtumi de sɔ n'asen kakra bio yɛwɔ soft loan system bi a yɛtumi de boa sanfoɔ no kakra bio yɛwɔ yɛne nipakuo bi na adwumakuo bi a wɔn ti ma yɛn loan a interest ne nhyɛ dɛ ni soro yɛtumi guarantee as association na wagye loan ni kakra na wɔde hyɛ aseɛ nkakra nti yɛwɔ saa welfare packages nyinaa bi wɔ hɔ a yɛ members no yɛde ɛboa wɔn bio sɛnea mede kankan no nteteɛ nso any training security tips ayɛ hia nyinaa nso yɛde ma yɛ members etime fa saa kwanya nso ato nkrama mobile money agent nyinaa sɛ wonkwa ho ndɔm association bi a na ɛkɔ bi a yɛma mɔde sɛ ɛbɛtumi de yɛ ho adɔm kɔ bi saa nso yɛdɔɔ so a yɛkasa a ɛdudwom aban panimfoɔ ɛtumi te ɛma yɛsɛ aboa no ne ntakra na ma no yɛ kɛseɛ yɛdɔɔ so a yɛkasa ɛtumi du aban mu metumi du mpanimfoɔ nso anim nua mɛkɔ so mɛsan fa saa kwanya nso ama awuraba a wahwere ne nkwan busua nyinaa yɛakɔ sɛ nyame amfa ne kra ɛnsie nyinaa
na nneɛma a wabɔ so nyinaa no ɛsisi no mo ne police no enya nkitahodie minim sɛ mo members no ɛwɔ across the country enti baabi a mo wɔ reps biara no mo nhyehyɛ with the security services no at a saying two ɛkwan bɛɛ so da mo fa so ɛma mo nkorɔfoɔ no nkyerɛkyerɛ sika no kwan a obefa so odi besie no yes waka bank ne de kwan a obefa so obekɔ not to create the alarm mo bi enkohu sɛ o kwa koyiska but waba betena se anope ya wo ye adwuma e de ɛdia nipa nim sɛ sika wɔ no nti no wabetena wo I mean wo betena container ni mu sɛ wo be ye adwuma fi anopa kosi anumre a container na nkasa no kwan be na sɛ wo fa so ɛbobɔ no a ebetimi ama wanya baabi a obe service sika nyinaa no ɛwɔ mu a nipa bone for crowd beto show so at least you may have a little bit of an amount.
You security wise no okay senior muma share anything you will zones regions here you will zones and you cook kakra penny for that no I and so you will be a shop you will be a tea na emrano no ye meetings every month be a meeting ba zone be a meeting na ya ton safre security police company for what stand for them hono na wɔn abɛma yɛn etetie ɛwɔ hɔ ebi a sɛnea mekan sɛnea abɛkora osika yi proper bookkeeping na wɔn abɛkyerɛkyerɛ yɛn bio sese nso ade baako a yɛtumi yɛ ɛboa yɛn ebu a yɛnya
so unfortunate cancel line no enter me and so we'll get him back now. Yeah, no, a conversation. The major concerns are that the MOBAC, the mobile money advocacy group, one more and a year association, and as a group, one more Ekasadema, one more year mobile money. Now, more concerns no has to do with a year. Attacks and saying eba womo so any the unfortunate one is here ewo kumase na report ziga atrase ma memba na chen na memba na kwaba go report margin
ya Kwame Jusu
na pom to say
nyakopa do mara kwa bibia boko
weekends na ko ye
akoye papa Kwame in rest ya nya rest pa akoye pa nyame adomara kwa
I see okay ma mini canceling we nkomo na mensa mbra won chen biem canceling what you mean ka
metonka.
Yes, unfortunately, line no airdrop here. Enti na ogo so awokasa.
Sena na meka security no na ye zone thing na it meeting first police for impending for all zones and area na zones ni wono. It be the mind tie impending for enim sika sem ho ntotie e be mind financial management.
Yes.
Yo say e was say yetumi nya okasa kire bi na so nipa no ontumi ma zone ho a Adeba kwa mobile money advocacy group ya yetu boy and say WhatsApp ya you see ebi any open ni be kasa na waye audio no ato ye platform ni so na oye to so na watwen wo so wo nsemise bia na so waye audio di ato so no open na ye audio no de yi ano enti wonsu another kwan ya yetumi fa so e de eye entity e ma ye members a ebi open bi e person be kasa e wo zone no ontumi ma ho a it's me fa WhatsApp system yi so e de ma ye ho encheche seni abehwe osika so e wo shop no ye di kan aka se empandodo na no ya ye tufu se won se enuanum no bu na umbrella bi ase tini bi ase bi a container bi ase ye tufu se wo tini ya se a hwe se baby an wo no wo baby enipa wo pa wo shop papa bi anim a wo ti ho ebi a shop ne kura a wo ti anim no woni ne won kita ho di papa bi a obetumi di usika akwose ho ebi a wo bag papa bi a obetumi atum ye briefcase bi na suitcase bi obetumi unlock ni ye na di akwose shop ho a woni no ewo san kita ho die no enti esa sika no so ti a na wako usika kakra na di abehye ho wo di aba o shop bio ye hwe se ye mududu na no ubenya shop ankasa cement ubeka say bricks and mortar don't say mami kan we kan ye juma ye no ye what we call mobile banking ye ni bank fo ni bi nsudi nkita ho e bia be say Ecobank ana say Access ana we na omutumi be utumi we ye customer utumi ni ye mba be di juma elu ti bank fo no ansa no be di sa juma no na ohwese o shop no e wo odan mu o security ana say o sika sem no en na deja say akonfo betu abahye wo so enti ni na yetie members no for say ye momodin ye benya dan papa mu e dey shop no wo container mu nso hwese sika no onfa puduo no e mehye wo ho eno de the only aputu e betumi de amane say onfa anhye ho bebre bi o container fo no kura wo krom no eno ye ntan ento nhye won so bebre mpendo na wapie na okọ no ene ye to hye ne so ubomutu a etone kitekito omo no ebu a wo de koye container papa metal ne ya ubomutu a enko ena be nso bu a no de glass tinted glass ono wo shop no ma ohun ba wo gina bontin a hu no enti da some of these security measures a ye di atoto ho a ye sua a ye hwe kwan se ye members no utumi diso a ebe boy nyina ma yenye fa ho de wo ye adwuma mmia.
Very well. Kingsley, ma yenna was ya no pay na ye de besi here. We wish you guys well. Why? Very well. And Kingsley Secretary Edema Momak speaking to us at 25 minutes after 8. 055-0567-929 055-0567-929 and no any numbers at pay Juma Minkoye Juma Hora William Emmanuel was saying Chief Crusaders Against Corruption. Menino any and combo anopay. That was what I canopay. Good morning, Pachon to say.
Good morning, Minya. Yamia do me hoye na answer.
Eradiadom me hoye na yada so anopay waje. So first off, who say we raise a major campaign as to say abai abema kwai ma afi individuals omo the capacity to raise certain concerns and alarm about individuals one more suspect say one more area into corruption and as a corruption related matters. I mean, some opportunities may come, say there be individuals and so able to me file cases ebe ensure their prosecution. Now and come in the munche one kasano anything.
Medasi, the only time I mean can say Ghana Han Musi, particularly with the 92 constitution. So OSHA, it gives the prosecutorial powers to just one entity, Attorney General.
Yes.
Now, Attorney General, no politically appointed person. And when say Attorney General, and now Ubibe decided say Obe prosecute any case, particularly in line with corruption. It means Attorney General must be the only one or to me so bit me, Akase, Munye, and Ama Munye. Now, over the past period, one of the things I want to say, the fact that attorney generals, not necessarily this particular one, but the past attorney generals, it is very difficult. Say, Omu decided, say, Omu Ubabe prosecute matters of corruption are a border on individuals Omu ye politically exposed. And only the first thing. And until say, who prosecute Ubia, it is very difficult to say, who prosecute one kasa, Uhunipa. And that is what causes the frustration in the fight against corruption.
Okay.
The second thing also, and the fact say because individuals, it takes time, investigation, and I focus from whistleblowers, gather information, the purported evidence about Betujano. Because at the end of the day, for us to be sure, say you're encouraging individuals to ensure say there's the fight against corruption successful. No? They are advocating for this in this process amended the constitution and amend the constitution. We should find space in the constitutional review to the extent some say Attorney General may cede the prosecutorial duties and our powers to some identified anti-corruption bodies and individuals, so that NSA, the Crusaders Against Corruption, any investigation, National Service Secretariat and our authority, engaging in ghost names, which borders on corruption. Now, it's me investigation, put the necessary documents together. In Brano, Emma, Yenkwana, Ankasa, Yenfas National Service Authority, and courts. Na yankasa yenfa ye lawyer na yenkodi assembly wo court ye di assembly we na yitumi retrieve whatever amount of money ye be retrieve. The money goes to the state, so a portion a percentage will come to Crusaders Against Corruption and any individual or engagee in such activities. Okay. At the end of the day, the encouraging part say, so we a whistleblower. Now we hear Juma or any entity. Now who say corruption be taking place. I encourage you to get closer to the entities involved. I can say be a Crusaders Against Corruption. Their cost will me assure Munji information yade. Muko na muko ye investigation. Na muti aso na muti mi prosecute. Na munya successfully munya any reward from the court. because when I'm here whistleblower needs to know. Maybe this portion goes to the government. Then so this portion the Crusaders Against Corruption for Honomono. 1% and 2% will come to me as a whistleblower. It's at the end of the day, it encourages individuals to even see the fight against corruption as an avenue to also get some money or additional money. And it will also help save the nation a lot of money. Remember, I said these processes are here proposing. Abaino will not invest anything in it. If you say you court, say you pay or court, say you pay day, Abaino will not, it won't cost Abaino anything. But at the end of the day, see, to me, go through the process, near you're successful. It goes to Abaino person. In other words, Abaino will gain out of it without necessarily involving any amount of money in the process.
But I mean, what is the genesis of this? Because we have, state institutions entrusted with the mandate of doing that. Just in recent times, they established OSP. Now, OSP no timuponi na when they say age, ebi to me and prosecuting in Crawford to say the okay, and independently, OSP will do a better job. Na wahwe say the SSO to me ebo man be awaye Shraj ewo ho Iyoko ewo ho. Is it a fact to say we do not have the confidence in these state institutions ni be mo ana?
It is actually the fact that the state institutions they have been polarized and they have become partisan. And there are some cases they are able to successfully execute. There are also some cases, and so I find it difficult to prosecute. And probably the perception, and now the reason why they find it difficult to prosecute is because of the perceived partisan nature of it. And then, I'm Attorney General, I'm a special prosecutor, and I have been appointed by the president. It becomes difficult. Says a president, and now will be close to the president, engaging in corrupt practices. It becomes difficult to prosecute Unipakono. Those institutions are there. They have the mandate, no two ways about that. But question is to see Bisaya when said, how successful have they been over these past years, especially in the fight against corruption? Indices indicators in our suggest clearly for a long time, they haven't been so successful. And until the Ekasi, Yenji Omejuma Enfi Omusim. Then so young commercialize that the fight, the authority to prosecute, young commercialize it so that individuals and institutions say Omoye Ankrakra, some ye CSO, some ye NGO, if they pass through the right process and they are certified that almost made in seminal court. Look, there has been so many cases about Bituja at the end of the day. Yen Sheden who she film where say Ubekaya and Shebiaye special prosecutor, the former one, Maakye Amidu. Onuna Ostati say pursue the case involving Wyoming. And now Menokasi, Martin Amidu will always lament and say Abaino Emma Nekwaya. And now Abaino Manekwaya, even him as an individual, he will be able to retrieve money for the state in the case involving Wyoming. Okay. And then what has happened to that case? PDS, Crusaders Against Corruption, the evidence, so many documents regarding PDS. And now saying the same way other cases, Cecilia Dapa, you can talk about countless cases. Who said trend is good. And the reason why it is going that way is simply because we have politically exposed individuals in these cases. And that is why it is difficult for the state institutions to successfully prosecute these cases. And then will be the case Beko Court. Ochina the Abetian say, case me a prayer case lawyers from Attorney General's office ministry. I'm going to show up. In the case you to actually you better deal with the case. Then at the end of the day, the whole process is frustrated. And then at the end of the day, the other kind of say case you have two cases naturally, you are in a foolish case and I'm not prosecutor. This has been the trend, and that is why we are saying that even though those institutions are there, yen kasi yeje and I collapse those institutions. And no conversation, we can have it at another time. But what is important, those institutions should not be the only mandated institutions to go into investigative processes and to be able to propose to Attorney General, say, individuals, civil society organizations, anti-corruption agencies are among share alliances. We should be given the mandate also to prosecute these cases.
I see. And see, all these proposals, proposals, Munyaya, and as part of the constitutional amendment, a bit me abem, right?
Definitely so, because as soon as I deal with a bemono, didn't say I amend the constitution because it MD can the only mandated institution it to me a prosecutor and a prosecutorial powers, attorney general. And as our powers so they get it from the constitution. And so say you be amend the constitution. This proposal will not be effective. And you do be between sorry keke. I can say, oh, move it to me akwakoye. Jane say it be attorney general nankasa. Sorry, I can say may see some portion of my powers. Now Empono, he only have the mandate to cede it to the institutions under the government and not institutions outside government. And that is why I propose strongly say the person commercializing the fight against corruption. But the first approach, say to me, as on mine say, you do so it is say commercializing the fight against corruption. Then we move to the next stage of how do we do that. And the first approach of the how will be say constitutional review amending the constitution so that Attorney General will not be the sole agency and not the sole entity. More powers to prosecute.
Yes, but I mean, there are some of the cases in so a little bit of criminal component. Now, in those components, when it comes up, I mean, the Attorney General is only the one that prosecutes criminal matters in this country for and on behalf of the state. And in those bits, I mean, what should happen? Because even with these cases, again in India, but the criminal element, conviction, Nipano Ebeko jail, will come back to the consolidated fund, say, or Dahono, you bet me a feeding in the idea. Have you thought of that aspect?
In fact, so okay, criminal case, corruption and Kasano, a criminal offense. Into the we are talking about that is why we are saying prosecutorial powers. Prosecutorial powers, it is only criminal cases and a prosecutorial powers comes out. If it is civil cases, you don't necessarily need Attorney General. You can go to court with your own lawyer on civil matters. Into the a criminal offense, corruption fight and a corruption offense, a criminal offense. You must establish the intention and the action, the menstrual and then the actual. So this is a criminal offense already. It borders on criminality, and that is why we are saying say a ban is said. You to me investigation, you need details, you need evidence, the individuals and anti-corruption agencies are almost under state, should be given the powers to prosecute. Prosecution simply means they are the court. The lawyers, the court, criminal lawyers, the court. Now, could defend the case, and now put the case across. Arguments, if it is successful, if the person needs to be jailed, you be jailing. In the process, you have the interest, the retrieval of the money. You declare, you have committed any offense that borders on corruption. Definitely means there's some money involved. You be retrieve as you can. You retrieve as you can. You not in the wisdom of the courts. No one decide. They say, "Omobama custodial sentence." That one is the interest of the court. But say, "Omokasu omobama anomo mawa." At the end of the day, we will retrieve the money, whatever money is involved. The money goes to the state coffers. Then it is the state that will decide. Okay. Because mo fight say this case I'm succeeding 10 10%, 2%, whatever percent of the money that has been retrieved, goes to you, and it is for your expenses. Remember, Semika, in this whole process, Abai is not committing any money. It is the same court. Now, at the end of the day, we don't succeed. Abai loses nothing. At the end of the day, you succeed. Abai gains everything, and a portion of the money goes to who initiative case are successful, because that portion will cover your expenses in court, and then it will also serve as a reward to you.
Yes, but it's more or less like sponsoring a private member bill. I mean, in terms of funding, I mean, there will not be any sort of financial liability on the government and all of that. But just at the latter part of your conversation, you say was a convict. That is where the problem lies.
Why should there be a problem?
Because convicting the cost of taking care of the person, it will prison one any idea no eba beto aban so say.
Now Attorney General
is a question, yes. Eba beto aban so say. Now the initial question I asked is that the prosecution did not emanate from the government or the Attorney General. It emanated from an individual. And that bit of conviction, at least there is a little bit of financial liability on the government as well.
No, that is very true. But remember, say, Attorney General goes to court. Attorney General has always sought for conviction. Is it Atuisian or some other person there? And I mean, okay, or that or share court or prison.
Yeah.
The guy is in prison because of corruption and corruption-related matters. Attorney General and the case in the court, and the guy has been in prison. And now, Sika only to say he retrieve from the state. We've not been able to retrieve all the money from him to the state. And so our prisoner is adding to the burden. Individuals are eco-prison there. That's one, it is there. And that's the reason why we always have a budget for them. But remember, say Obi Edeoka, young fan say Atuisian. Young fan say the money involved be 1 million Ghana cedis. It is just for conversation purposes. 1 million Ghana cedis. Then I know kasi you to me in retrieve is 1 million here, and as you retrieve cry it's just 20,000 penny to me retrieve. And then at the end of the day, other prison, whether we retrieve the money or we don't retrieve the money, individuals will always go to prison, and individuals will go to prison. The mandate of the state to ensure say the state takes care of the person. Whether the budget to the prisoners, 1 CD a day, 2 CDs a day, whatever amount it is, say sufficient, say sufficient. At the end of the day, those individuals, and to say omuko court, but you see, it will not be a difficult thing, because the reason why it will not be a difficult thing is simply because this case, it is just similar to what the state prosecutor has been doing. It is just similar to the Attorney General going to seek conviction. It is the same process. The only difference is that this time we are saying, say, instead of Attorney General doing everything, there should be prosecutorial powers given to entities, individual entities, so that enough evidence that they should be able to take the whole thing to court. Look at this National Service Authority, Asema Betuji. One when a year investigation in the Betuja, Miami 4th Estate.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not, the evidence that 4th Estate has, the fact that they've been even able to bring this thing to the public space. Meanwhile, we have state agencies it simply tells you that they also have some powers and they have some skills to be state agencies may not have. And what it also tells you, what it means, about the passion and understanding of this case, they are more committed than the state agencies. Why don't we allow them? Why don't we allow them to continue with prosecution? Prosecute to me retrieve whatever amount from it and a judgment that comes out of it. The state benefits from it.
Very well.
Remember a practical example, probably. If you have a number of friends, police friends, investigative friends near there, one of the frustrations are only thief. You be investigation near there, you the assembly court. You be do court na attorney general. You be one say case na your police case. Meaning what is that lamentation be there?
Yes.
So such individuals, we do know what we are communicating to them. We are not encouraging them to be committed to fighting crime and criminal cases in this country. And that is why most at times, a case will be, police will arrest someone. And then at the end of the day, I'm not saying that is what most or all of them do, but some of them will do such a thing. It is just because of the frustration and the processes involved. Attorney General themselves will tell you, say, they have thousands of cases. And they don't even have time to go through most of the cases. And that's why most of them, they lose most of the cases. The Attorney General, it is the same process that we are saying. But this time, what we are saying is we want individual anti-corruption agencies. We want organizations like Crusaders Against Corruption and others that we can think of to also be given the prosecutorial powers so that they can also prosecute certain cases.
I'm grateful for your time.
Yes, Madam.
Very well. Emmanuel Wilson, Chief Crusader, Anti-Corruption Crusader, speaking to us, bringing us exactly 47 after 8. Now, Mamine, Dr. Charles Oforije Mfi Eni Enkomo, wano a policy lead at the climate change and energy transition, ASAP. Meneno Eni Enkomo. Mzajemfi, ultimate kind of player, Doc, good morning. Pachon Pom to say.
Okay, now say.
Eradia dom menso be hoye de edi kan fa che ye yam wagina so ache
komona ehuhia yeah.
Very well. We are so much good. Yes.
Me coffee kakra on into no say what kakra bia na wa padem me why na wa woni
Pacho Bate, allowed. Now, we are told, sir, a lot of the independent power producers threaten, say, or shut it down, their equipment owing to debt, presumably, as across the country, there are certain parts of the country, Dumsono Ewohopa, say, Kase, Kumase, Omodundum Kania Nesa. What is really happening within the sector?
Mr. Speaker, I think that, the fact that you're changing government, doesn't mean that it solved the entirety of your power sector issues now. Because the issues that were lingering from 2024, and that's so, that's procurement, fuel procurement issues now. The government say your gas near the north to provide power not so those issues are still there. So I mean it's not surprising to hear say IDPs are threatening, and it's not a shock to see say you or honor. In fact, me and Gasakra Saturday women the age-old issues now, on the road now, and it's still manifesting. And I think the present government should really take a look into some of these, the hardcore issues now, FACA power sector now, to really make sure they are not brass.
Now, after President Mahama assuming office in his first week, I mean, these were major issues especially when, as a then minister designator, currently the minister though, had said, we did not have enough stock in terms of fuel to power the thermals. Now, again, we were told that there was a committee Chief of Staff Julius Debra Edano just to get to engage the independent power producers, and then the sector players I mean some level of relief because the assurances were that everything is in place. I mean Dumso has been curtailed, but it turning out to be something to me and trust here now.
Well, I mean, you and I were not there. The fine details of almost conversation. Conditions are IPP is not edema because the truth is that if a power producer AJ he obviously sell the Berani business, when him say the person is guaranteed payments. Not say after some time payment no to mean investors car no to mean the country and they would put in something that is more aggressive. If those things are there, irrespective of what I said, buying the IPPs according common. The devil is in the details. The question is what kind of agreements were reached? Even if IPP is not edit to under what conditions now omoji right? So these things I think the chamber of the IPP is not to me what really went on, what conditions are on the buying to make sure Abia by this time improvement the other the way we threatened to shut down. But again, in Kuma comes back to the about efficiency of the power sector. Say they minimize it, the losses now we make it now. Because you can't run a sector with continuous intervention from government. And yet they know say buying back not be patrol, buying back not be negotiated. Jumana, tariffs ma chair. Into say and minimize it those inefficiencies and losses now ever power sector anymore. These things will become a recurring issue. This year a better market. And I say to demand a culture, so we need to think about, additional sources for fuel supply. Say domestic gas and to meet power, I need enough to meet demand. You may have to import fuel. There is stubborn and very important fuel. Meanwhile, once on tariff now would wouldn't say what your generation, what your transmission, what your distribution, what your fuel. So you as a consumer, you expect nothing else than what you have paid for. Inti say I'm asema anka NC ano sese animu ya bibia no yebeba IP's best original ho ombebo shege gakra na afide aban akopacho na yasaba mako negotiation, but it would always be the case unless say your service are financial and operational inefficiencies in the world power sector.
But in recent times, Kumasi the end the say ababe too much.
Yeah, I know. I think it's maybe we have to speak with Bitcoin and ECG to show the pattern of distribution. About necessity generating power. Requirements near for a distributing. There are some specific issues with that of Kumasi, but that notwithstanding, there's a general problem. Scattered all over the country.
Very well. We look forward to and near my bit me curtailed. Now, Dumsoni the ass will be ampe. Doc, and I'm grateful for your time.
That's right. That's okay.
And Dr. Charles of Region Fee, policy lead at the ASEP Anameneno Eddie and Common. He's in charge of climate change and then energy transition. Speaking to us, Anope, bringing us to exactly 54 minutes after 8. Mamin Travi, when I'm in Yabua for Cratcho Imbra, Yakoba, Yanobedi Common. There are some videos I'm about Eddie Ama and Reverend Osubempa. Sorry, made some commentaries. Yadebebro surely na Yanewo Eddie Hon and Common. I report Ziga Ewa will come to the issues na Yanewo Eddie Hon and Common. But in the meantime, your numbers 0550 567 929 0550 567 929 and no any numbers are Yade Juma. Try me, maybe I see here.
Wedding. Now me bedroom hey. Me share man for dressing. There's more room for improvement. Me say Messi a family one me jina. Mr. Ultimate mo. Me nyachira say we Ultimate Fashions mo. Refrigerando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacob, and member chefs papebi. Italian shoes, slippers, sandals, khaki, material trousers, office wear. Enye now, enye memang kwao. Emadio, emanyo ma yeshako wedding, party, engagement, brands from across the world. Ellen Trace, Adriana Papel, Jones, New York, Tehari, Casper, any baby account. Se mushia mo sa na se mo dane this anwa. Mo dane this spectacularly. Said ye beya enkrofo be hu se oh wadrono edimu wedding gown, kolanta de. Ni nyina wo Ultimate Fashion. Omapon wedding. Would you take comment here by me?
I like your dressing.
Medasi.
Abrantie, why you do?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, why for na barabe?
Oh, Debbie, Adum here. Kumasi Ultimate Fashions, our prisons runabout. Accra, opposite UTC. Ultimate Fashion. Beauty is our style. Obi na invite me say memra wedding. Na me bedroom hey. Me share man for dressing. There's more room for improvement. Me say Messi a family one me jina. Mr. Ultimate mo. Me nyachira say we Ultimate Fashions mo. Refrigerando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacob, and member chefs papebi. Italian shoes, slippers, sandals, khaki, material trousers, office wear. Enye now, enye memang kwao. Emadio, emanyo ma yeshako wedding, party, engagement, brands from across the world. Ellen Trace, Adriana Papel, Jones, New York, Tehari, Casper, any baby account. Se mushia mo sa na se mo dane this anwa. Mo dane this spectacularly. Said ye beya enkrofo be hu se oh wadrono edimu wedding gown, kolanta de. Ni nyina wo Ultimate Fashion. Omapon wedding. Would you take comment here by me?
I like your dressing.
Medasi.
Abrantie, why you do?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, why for na barabe?
Oh, Debbie, Adum here. Kumasi Ultimate Fashions, our prisons runabout. Accra, opposite UTC. Ultimate Fashion. Beauty is our style.
Kessben 92.9 yaba na yedru amenyina yegyina ye naso kremesa snap piano enti die na woton wo pesa ye bobo dwaton die ne ho dawuro manipa 0302 269369 Anna 0249 121929 Kessben FM. I'll sit down.
This is 92.9. The radio station that other radio stations listen to.
We are from Portsmouth, Canopy. Good morning.
Mr. Speaker. Mini Abema Speaker. The only speaker. Mr. Speaker. Yeah, Mini Abema Speaker.
Speaker.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Raju for Maakye Anope.
Mr. Speaker.
Raju for
DJ Super.
Anope, you've cut the eye of the speaker.
But the Mukana of you. Then I'm what you had. Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Back the Tiano.
Numbers in a zero.
Onipa da sani awon manwem wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade ebo onipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu wansu ande yirasio obi a woni duma obi
na se na na kufado why am corrupt was kama meda wa meda da so be sima so na ma no si mentim ba bi no no abe cancer ana no de OSP and all you show man and all to me and your boss no de nyame be hwa mama me and your boss e mama mi anka na kufa no ni ti mo din o enjampa wa hwenya mi anim pa wa fi mi ade afira konya no so akwa ti mo dine Oma Penny John Dramani Mahama or Bono Homo Nempa. Nami Yasebre be a chamu. Young Huntington. Now you will see a time. I want you to be home. There may be a fast one. At your home painting, echo home talk and talk on fast one. Also, the Kaya mission is also which was also now IGP Dabena Ombesano, Dada almost is oh my penny, maybe a winning baby. Yafa Bibi Anton Nakuma Papa and Timmy Penasem. n'akoma papa nti ɛnyɛ politics asɛm n'akoma papa nti mepɛ n'asɛm because Awurade kasa akyerɛ me no ɔse n'akoma papa nti in fact ɔwɔ akoma papa enipa papa sei na yakasa atia sɛ wɔ enipa papa paa ɔsɔfo a mo na anka ne ntɛm ho ɔsɔfo a mo ade tena ho anka ne ntɛm akyi na woma ayi ɛfɛ ne sɛ kyama wontumi mo keka nsɛm twitwa ntorɔ kyerɛ me kyama wontumi deɛ ɔyɛ ɔtorofo too much ɔnka nokorɛ baako si ɛnsɛm ɔkeka kyerɛ me paa fa ɔmaapani maama ho ɔno kora kaunti na mempɛ ɔmaapani maama asɛm no kyama wontumi sɛ ne nyinaa na ɔboa ɛna ɔde bi yɛ ne ɔtwa ntorɔ too me a me so kyama wontumi sɛ sɛ ɔwɔ kyama wontumi wɛ nansɛn mentante ne nka na yɛse kenofori ata yɛaba apa ne ɛdabrɛ ne na kufa do asɛbia nti special prosecutor no ɔntumi prosecute na kufa do ɛbɛyɛ den ho Ambassador prosecutor mu nyinaa media for agro na media
Reverend Osu Bempa. Now Maakye.
Yeah, Kwame.
Yes. Edikachi ada na asu bibi I fine. We can now go here.
Akoye na enra yi bi koto me nyasem ketwa.
Ede dey see.
We kodi aduane bi ma Kwame. Be share su bi na me gye me ho ba bi anani.
I see.
Nyame na do pa waje me pa waje me ntampa nyasem ketwa. Ene kamede be wo ho.
Oh zamo.
O kakitu bi kam ya dia wo.
I see. Yes. Mamintie when you didn't come more about the energy sector and issues happening in the mobile money for issues Dominica Universe Godfred Yabo Adame responses after responses and then so you did and come now Reverend Osubempa me boy just on the lighter side I don't know raise concerns about OSP declare former finance minister fugitive there and there or no susu say more can so no they must equally follow now or can go do baby or someone paying that the end there not what the dear grow but quite an interesting one concerns are a free honso eba mamintio on ninina na yenkoyeni.
Okay, Kwame. Quickly me really just by the way mami kaka crabin fa say mobile money for the issue no.
Yeah.
A brand ten asem now in common and in the deal no. Or say SSC nya association mobile money ni bia join association Kwame solve problem that. Association solve problem. Kronfua Kwame na ni abra obeju sika nya association. Je be ko acha say.
Yeah.
Oh sika na esi edi bi kokotu baabi na uhia bia no akwa Kwame oku wie na sisika nu ha okọ.
Yeah.
Life ho asem ne yeka. There should be a pragmatic measure once and for all that can prevent people from say attacking mobile money vendors. She Kwame 2010 President Mahama approve regulation 128 1 and 4 of road traffic regulations 2012 to ban Okada motorbikes adwempono a President Mahama de ban Okada no enye se o sorry ya no se ma ban Okada Kwame eye data deba and President Mahama share so at the ban Okada in 2012 the data in 2011 from Kolebu any Konfanoche say fatality rates was on the rise at that time. And as that time no road accident be an ebeba Ghana no. Kwame, emu 25% in every year. Na involve motorcycles.
Yeah.
Eti Kwalebu for the base amputism and as amputees omo a yetwa omo nsa omo a yetwa omo nan e Kwalebu no edos. And the cases aba no about 90% of them and sa motor accident no. Sa 10% ni obi o yare diabetes ni sa normal no. De make na what say. So na who be here say President Mahama Jina said no to stem that situation once and for all.
Yeah.
And what the sign that regulation 128 no to ban Okada. And one of the factors and Sadi Jina saw the ban Okada so they say at that time no the crime rate in the country
na akosro
and according to Ghana Police Service or more data train say robbery a the motorcycle Kwame was on rampage.
Was on the rise.
On the rise at that time. Eti yabeti asi a rob obi nip conform the day motorcycle. So he wanted to do something to discourage and conform from that. That is why or penny is hard you see. Now Kwame. So today, you say Okada no and I say motorcycle no, I create employment.
Yeah.
About 900,000 people involved in that business. Etientimi and Sakuomokra. Kwame, we should do something about it. We should do something about it. Mame can't with the Dodgers, Mame can't be sure. Where August 2018, this is a little, and I'm the man. Asalam down in Accra. Was a mobile money? Was a mobile money vendor in his late 30s. Was shot dead by suspected armed robbers at Asalam Down in Accra in the evening of Monday, August 28, 2018. The incident happened around 8 p.m. while the man was preparing to close for the day. Now, okay, Asiana was say, no, obu yusu motorcycle, me pesa paragraph no. No makandia. Was say, he said the two men who were on the motorcycle approached the vendor, shot him, and made away with the day's sales. 2 men on motorcycle. Okay. Let's move on. Way 13 February 2024 was a robbers on motorbikes shot popular mobile money vendor in Walewale. A young mobile money merchant has been shot in Walewale after attack by some robbers. The attack occurred at the busy bar station near Narugu Junction along the Tamale-Bolgatanga Road. The Walawale Municipal air confirming they were on the motorcycle. Kwame, 8 October 2024, a fatal shooting this evening at the mobile money vendor shop in Boga has resulted in the death of one person. According to the eyewitness, the victim was shot multiple times by a lone gun man on the motorcycle. This was reported by Metro TV. Now, 29th January 2025 here, 29th January. Last 3 weeks, Momo vendor robbed of 30,000 K at gunpoint in Amanfrom in Gassaf Municipal Assembly in the Greater Accra region on 28 January 2025 at about 7 o'clock p.m. Clara was about to close for the day when the incident happened. The robbers was on motor bicycle. March 13, 2008, a mobile money vendor has been robbed of 40,000 Ghana cedis on Tuesday, March 13, 2008 at Taifa in Greater Accra. And I say in an interview with Accra-based Joy FM, the victim Angela Adobia narrated that the robbers came on a motorcycle. Kwame dey see Okumasi ne motorcycle. So, si ebetimi Kwame, yebetimi say Okada ne yentimi bane because Akufo-Addo kra or promise cars.
So the very
or deliver cars. Yes, they deliver the cars. But the Okada for no other, you know Okada penini baako edin komo. Was say he was called to watch the cars, and after exploding the cars the whole thing to the motor phone. Almost say traffic in tina sa Okada no. It's the cars the bar but you best could do traffic so they rejected it. On the breaking news
Kessben.
And they make a what I say. Catch that interview.
Okay.
And President Mahama no the idea no ban or ban no sad the idea na ba. The manifesto what they show me say Obaba legalize Okada. It tells you that nobody can
take it away.
But ye Kwame. Regulate Dedikai. Kwame see a more identity and as identification colors.
Okay.
Obi oyo Okada biano esu otua levy. Kwame ye get the tax. Na ye man identity say yellow. Ye painting yellow. Eti e buy a who say we the year duma. The American watch I say.
Yes, I do.
And said ye dear Prajiano. The tosu biem Kwame. And ni kwa say me for me ubi sami America cho say after 6:30 ni kwa say moto year duma of this country. Because we have stories I'm reading now. Most of them 7 p.m. Oma pake and kofo do misi kababi go. 7 p.m. no moto. They should arrest Obi Pap Kwame Otuboto. This one happened in the daytime. We can also say motor ye for commercial. Nobody should carry Obi or a chedi pani yare. Obi ye commercial. Kwame say yet we identify and say we say we duma ha where you boys Kwame. Yes, we should not allow Obi a moto bia enya duma no Kwame ni kwase now ya allow ma second person trato because omo me sad in the 2 people and we going to be parking moto ni si ho na ankoji sika na sa metra moto so you be arrested. So all the time joti a chen ne kodi sa nyambrasem no okodia wudu wi a no aba betra so bupu a no omko.
Yeah,
let us think where common sense. Baby ayakeka kori is becoming too much. Now
job musika too much.
Kwame is too much. Now the Bank of Ghana emrem omuni teko so netenase Kwame obi mobile money biano.
Yes,
there should be a specific jacket or housing which can prevent people from shooting the person inside. Uni sadi ni bia table si ni kwasi alarm Jamaica
Jamaica say regulation you regulate you omo ye.
Yeah.
And the obinya table ne umbrella no dia shut.
No dia yeah.
Yes.
It will can sika no cry ye.
Yes.
Inside there say etwa no hoasia it be friend call for wapon and sika ba mo be rob no.
Yeah.
But you will container bia eye uniform obi a opeso ye mobile money bia come here say banko eye banking.
Yeah.
Eye banking. It will be a ye mobile money bia no. Ya catch us okay. Your structures ni. This is a structure. I will bet me abobo. Sa structure ne kanta wanimu. Nipa no oba wanimu say.
Yeah.
Obesha obehu a bia u face nkwa na obehu. Obetimi aku abra onyeska.
Emfa no ho so.
Ultimate me okra. Kwa bia betimi prevent this. We are country. There are a lot of security experts in this country. Why they can do it? They can come out with something that can prevent the move because you are not careful. This thing would discourage a lot of people from this banking. But Appiah Empire, and the mobile money, establish a lot of businesses. We should not discourage them like that.
Now, ye kind of be my dreams, so say, almost started robbing a banks, almost a disc go come more corner day. Bullion van, there was a directive.
Yes,
some banks need to be.
Yeah.
I don't know, between my dreams is a basic the banks in any so.
Wow.
Yes.
I said regulation of the
bullion no cars no mu use a wo mo pon amode FS Canadian Bank of Ghana no. What was that uncle for Robert Pa?
Yeah.
Yes. The standard no I say you bulletproof obi etutu oboma I mean penetrate ni ade ni nyina no. The banks have not been able to follow suit such directive a buy. You wa na bi asan akosi biem ni asan ba ni abesan
ya asan be the same thing na bullion ban cry into your regulation na mobile money dey okwa na buy Kwame yen hye sa do no Kwame dey to so biem ye owura Dominica yini Kwame
mi jona na
me bedi kaka ubia wetie mi da bia no the last 4 years makano several times not 4 years was am na make am say President Mahama and the NDC they fight corruption than Nana Akufo-Addo. They fought corruption than Nana Akufo-Addo. Because Kwame
Kessben
Semeshe Sputnik V issue about a kwanya Nana do down Akufo-Addo a handy Sputnik V ama papa ne sa kwatra office no wan delete issue ni they make what a lot of cases are Nana Akufo-Addo could have push ama Ghana for who so corruption Kwame ye hunu bisa ya mame Sisle Abnadapa obi ankofa obi asika mame no ye persecute for nothing obi asini sika nyirai eye den ye invade ni fie but you see issue na ba and a mame actual resignation letter the letter that Nana do dan Akufo-Addo throw them mame no I wasn't enthused.
I see.
The American watch I say good. Etimi medikaka say Ushe and this year they have fought corruption done. Hey, now listen. President Mahama Emma Tio or defeat the resetting this country agenda. So not say no babe dia. And then you shouldn't dab the campaign as a resetting agenda. Kwame. Because the NDC has a reputation to protect.
Exactly.
Why is it that Mr. Sipayanki was dropped as a health minister? Because he was a financial director in 1996, our Ministry of Finance. And maybe a Johnson issue came. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm here say you're bribing $5 million. You're trying to account to UK. You're the neighbor minister. You're President Mills had the meeting. Or catch us or no, we have reputation to protect because the NDC is a probity and accountability. And Nuna, yeah, founder. And then meaning your father say not party. So we have to drop you. Satana papa ne ba onyanya 3 weeks. So sa susumni na ye hwehwe President Mahama be
e de be adwuma
and now President Mahama will continue that in 2013 because your own friend Owurabu Gapele na no konakra wo hwɛ me jeli no Appiah Kubi failed to do that to sack the finance the health minister and people applauded you. You sacked Victoria Hammer for pronouncement keke abra woni aboni bia o what na no na ka keke say sebinya $1 million amekwete politics and I was sacking Victoria Hammer. Kwame.
Yes.
President Mahama sacked Madame Zifa Activo for say or involving himself the bus branding. Where is that President Mahama? Where is he? Kwame want to see that President Mahama, not this President Mahama no or promising a resetting no Kwame. Resetting this country, this mass discontinuation of state cases. I don't get it. Tio Dominic Ayini, doctor, Waba Bontia Beka say, President Mahama, enim adiane ekosu nim hoshe.
Yeah.
Understood. President Mahama nim hoshe. Onwa de ne pe with ethics in no man or the eyes adam. But samemene President Mahama, right after press conference, Kamama Papa ne de adwuma to.
So wa mo na mane.
And that is one. So nim hoshe wa mo na mane ne one. You understand? Dia to so biem Kwame. Papa ne kasa mu no. Era na entasu mu me menya lawyer. Kwame nyo lawyer me hwade no newsroom. Me tra ho mani wie ni na. Kwame explanation no entasu mu ba kokora. I'm telling you say President Mills akobesake Dominic Ayini. Me na mka chiro. Akufo-Addo wouldn't do it.
Kessben.
Before we didn't do it. Yes, Kwame. Yes, Kwame. Tio. By law, president can make still perform his functions.
Yeah.
After 7 December, Yakotwaba. Whereas we were winning and as we were winning,
yeah,
he still has the mandate to perform his functions and duties until 7 January. And as I 6 January. Okay, fine. Then the president say, after 7 January, no, my mass recruitment, nurses, teachers, security agencies, police, customs and immigration, my ministries, strategic places, my recruitment. But who say it doesn't make sense? Sir, Obiaya to Abadia, you are oko. Why recruit Sanko for another a bread this country? For me, just maybe can you come? A law on my penny or whole quite so way. But but in actual sense, it does not make sense. Just maybe can you? A lot of people think that it doesn't make sense. So people are hitting to the core. Say it doesn't make sense for Omanpenny to make an appointment on the 6th of January. It doesn't make sense. Okay, good. So if so really make sense, and a President Mahama nurse for ya form where you already one pamu security agencies, one pamu recruitment ayaya. A day and an attorney general. No. Representing who? Or represented this country.
Yeah.
And you free some kofobi and the sika na say cases bia. Oma bo man krono. You do back court. You pronounce from some you guilty or innocent. Then
now so the
attorney general no ono no so atwam. The explanation ni be say cases na watwam ebi wo hono ma no ye fan say lawyer to the
party to the case.
Party to the case. Because of that. That's the explanation.
But so uti any year was it or your party to the case? There are some of the cases the substantial evidence, and the whole obey taking the seat as a minister, and so there are some of the memos okay, from the AG's own department, there were advice say those cases must be discontinued because evidence a be prosecute here to the end. Ama conviction of open on Musaka.
Kwame, or to me, okay, the functions of the Attorney General's office. Or to me say or discontinue the case. But doesn't make sense to me. Sanam Pesamitre, they said my penny work to me, so make you recruitment. Near say doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me. Say an Attorney General waba. One enkofo no a omo court no ono ma ya adwuma wa ya bi lawyer da na wo ba na wan kasa o ba be ka kire yen say you had interest in that cases and in order say bia e be create problem no you have acquitted and discharged them and no sad that here memo no o ka say prosecution division for na advising no some of them advised him about a true memo and on the body where is the memo I don't know or damn Godfrey Dami Ebusan say, where is the memo? And the President Mahama should look for that memo. If Dominic Kayini failed to provide that memo, now Kwame, it should be dropped.
Kessben.
We cannot continue like this. I said, yeah, back and forth. Then what is the resetting agenda? Why is it that Moses Asaga was sacked by President Mills? Kwame. Moses Saga was a former deputy minister for finance. Obaye ranking member and shadow minister of finance. Parliament. Member of parliament. Kwame. He was nominated. Prepared to appear before the vetting committee as a water work and housing minister. But he went ahead to go and approve a $20 million as gratia for Kofone, President Kofone, na appointees executives. He signed it. And President Mills said, what betray a man in the party? No, we cannot trust you. And he was dropped. Case I know case. And no one had to makoko. You are mining our representative.
Yeah.
You did not have interest. Jamaican what I say. You did not help the president. Ped your customer penny who here. And the next one carry and chair president.
When briefing
and a while bench consent. One seeking consent. We see memo. Prosecution division memo. advice where is the memo? Who provide the memo? 2 Collins Dawdane opunumu cases, some cases ni bi wo hono mo a now we are lawyer. My goodness, and no disqualifying.
But again, no, Mrano and Sheni say, I mean, they want discontinue no obema explanations to what reasons into your discontinue here. But Utie lawyers.
I mean, not say that you should explain to us.
Yes, I'm saying the Utie lawyers now. Utie Mintala be no pay any in Komoya. Or say the Attorney General has even done us a lot of good for us to know. Say these are some of the reasons in tier cases need be homo discontinue. He could have decided so be can no atum kra. O ma hu di entia. I mean, what discontinue cases. And he has the right to
he has the right.
And maybe answer.
Kwame, maybe start to be catch us. The Attorney General has the right.
Yeah.
And in the function, who will do the Attorney General's function? Now, Kwame, he has the power to do that. But I'm saying that does not make sense to me. It gives room for speculations, suspicions. Minimum sort of the and Korane Diana example because me lawyer. It's an affair that may call law to expose or I mean expose my ignorance. I'm saying that does not make sense to me. You did not tell the president
in real ordinary man's position.
Yes. So in order say Ghana no and no more school no my long kwane ye friend say omo kwane Ghanaians. As I see a buff from na me maami bi ono no te konkori. Men are not be or tear, you know what tear na say adequate papa na discontinuous because ono waka who be near so be a disca. That's a fact. Kwame ne kwakwem no. Reverend Owusu Bempo be create problem ama NDC. Yes. Yeah, or ya create problem bia o man hwe ya. Obe create problem dia ama NDC. I'm telling you. Because you see LPP for IB.
Yeah.
Ama eduomu ko position. And say ya wa sofo ni bia Kwame no mu dima NPP for. Ya wa sofo ni bia o ma bre wo NPP ho. They have taken a lot of bullets for New Patriotic Party. And ya wa sofo ni bia day in a day out they were I mean can I say kra one more country edited New Patriotic Party spiritual and physically omo ya agenda edited New Patriotic Party one job puppet mu a omo ka asem edited party no but you see omo ana omo di NPP for achi no a omo bo NPP for no NPP for mo omo say form they do not help them including Reverend Owusu Bempa okase Akufo the promises say obesi na sore dan dia man. Yes, but Jamaica na watch say.
Yeah.
Ena we see aman. So Kwame, one more NPP for disappointing woman. One more who say at the quintia omo peeved and bitter and decided to sleep and say one more no more bashi NPP for omo use omo puppet at the agenda at the tier NPP no. Nana Akufo the ban on san kofo ne nanam. Tieni yo
me too.
One san kofo ne nanam. Say adentina yeye wo ho wo penkofa mo baba bompaye ewo Jubilee House a no atwa yaja COVID bae wo penkofa baba bompaye enkofu e kasetiaw Kessben just obo ka brofu nti wo twa yeye ja ene wakofa homo e dia biem kra a lot of stuff ye be see National Cathedral ye ne ye bo awo no wo twa yaja ene wasa akofa enkofu a womono basho no and wakofa omo na ado ma ba be yi. That is why they slept. Kwame
Nana
send this for anye careful with the Reverend Owusu Bempa how all ye no normal na we create a great confusion in the party. Okay, what has my bedu ko bi kai?
Oh yeah.
Abra Sami Jamfiko na sorry them. The man was in the red eyes. Na ye me mo me kra na e ma reho. Yeni na see a kabiman because he has taken a lot of bullets for the National Democratic Congress and including President Mahama. Ne ka ye sisi ne court cases atem de dia hodo but glove bibi ba ye ye kanaja ne ye ko Reverend Owusu Bempa sorry them bedu ko bi say Sami Jamfi, Muni NDC. I don't want glory, but I want the truth. I want the truth. Nana Akufo-Addo went to me and see Reverend Owusu Bempah sorry diamond. So today, Reverend Owusu Bempah no nya nisika no osina so da bia. En kofu beje se John Mahama na esi ama no e be create problem Kwame na mkacho. E be create problem.
Kessben.
En some na wake kanu Kwame. Shada ko ya don bra wa bre. Asante region Kwame ti o eh. Momo mi take this thing for a joke. Say edumre bi nya yami mu a. Joseph Yami. Ene Joseph Yami, Zuba, Broja Jamfino, they made NDC the NDC in Ashanti region today because at a point, Kwame, Ashanti region now to me share NDC t-shirts.
Yes,
what can say NDC near Obian person no bear transaction? It's like I says, Obian person be ben. See, you non NDC, you disadvantage you deprive you of development and other stuff. Ashanti region. It took Yamimu, Joseph Yamimu, and a man, and this year attractive. And a bring for Johnny and this. What it tells you the region now Kwame Owono.
Yeah.
Now somebody like Reverend Adako Yadom. Tell you.
Yes, man.
Tibi Jina in the midst of Ashanti region. Ede Nasoro to line. Integrity ni Bibia Kwame. The Asante 4 pe and Asa Asante Mape. And as a Ashanti region for pe or go contrary to it. Ekasa John Mahama the Berini and yet this agenda for 2 good years. Oh, bypassing on the honor.
Yes, man.
Edmo Owusu Bempah Kwame Asembaba.
Okay.
Kwame Asembaba. Say papa na say Council of State member. SSC adene ka ho.
Why?
Da ko yadom. And what deserve so Kwame. And to some projects
on my pay appointment.
Yes, or by appointment.
Apart from
regional ya to abaya you. Yes, Kwame.
That's what the can when say.
Na Kwame omo ya to abaya you omo na galamsey for ya to abaya you omo no ko advice o pay. Ono ko bi echi.
And say
woni mi owo fie nyansa a obetimi advice o man panini. Wo ko bi eye.
Omo fa ne nka ho.
Na ya hwe ye na se ko ba fa ya Kwame Asembaba.
Omo fa ne Owusu Bempah ne bedu ko bi nka ho.
Kwame. Mrs. Reverend Adako Yadom bra wa pray Kwame.
Yes, man.
Ode.
Beze ana.
Ode.
Beze omo fa Adako Yadom. Owusu Bempah na bedu ko bi yem form nka ho. Ana nso wo ho. Najigezi nso wo ho.
Omo ni 90 mi nko
at the time. But at least 4 way there.
There are some opportunities as I say ebinya biansa na bianya bi. Some people need recognition.
Microphone crime.
Papa ya obetra Reverend Lamte. You venze?
Yeah.
Ya no obetra.
Abraham Lamte.
Ono ya Abraham Lamte.
Yes, man.
Say baako ye we Abraham Lamte na baako so ye baako so another Lamte bi.
There be Abraham Lamte na ba ha no.
E ba ha si. Ono wa you the puppet in the show galamsey ni na. Ne puppet Kwame. Watch the galamsey Akufo-Addo aya o say Ghana.
There wo kan here full gospel papa no.
Papa Kwame.
Yes, man.
Agenda within the puppet aya man this about power no Kwame. Wo bypasses our papa we na kofa wo bi enansen ya no ba Kwame Asembaba.
No say no can movement for change home.
Kwame.
Also yeah.
Ba Kwame me kase agenda wa ye dia ma President Mahama. An empire wabo will go to the extent say afedi na ono ayi galamsey no wo ayani bi wa. Galamsey wo yi beach na sorry for mo he Akufo-Addo ase o man mo he na mo koto abantia. Wabre Kwame. SSC abubo di no ye kai wo mo se sankofo na bre. Edi abeka what ba se Kwame.
Yes, man.
Na jegezi atam didi edi no krom anya Mahama ntra. Mebwa.
Omovia.
Mahama ntini yedi na jegezi atam sa. Eti Kwame abre. Na jegezi didi nwe ya ni kwaso obi adidi. Archbishop ayi Ajina Sare no Kwame.
Yes,
bro ma bro be ji o manim. ne Mahama nanam eba ne bukoto dwe bompaye ma no Kwame omo ye sade ne several times no omo akonya no de Mahama to transfer 3 times. It was all over the place. Mebwa 2020 and a backfire. Etu onu no bra wa bra ni atamdidi a waje no wo me ye ni kwasa je oba mu just 1 week na adidi yanya ne saa mu koye NPP for de ni bia Kwame on be sorry de tiamo saa kofu no sorry tiamo very dangerous wo mu copy the president Rollins here no NDC has that penchant of doing that.
All right, now
you understand? Reverend Abraham Lamte ononye President Rollins that didn't call Cuba
Kessben.
President Rollins that didn't call Cuba Kosiade. To open up a support to NDC. Wujina kuma mu no de.
And say hey.
Me akasa me Bishop baby sorry. Very expensive. On what council President Rollins. Alaji bia no lance one. And almost locate on the man. At the point he didn't want to go. But God told him say, if you go there, I will bring the city to you. And then the city no one walk. Baby na sorry. Ya Bishop Ajinasari. NDC ne de man. Oh, omo atna NDC mania adidie. Reverend Kwanchiagra. Steel Factory and ya diama na agina sare Ghana Meat Board ono kwa wa kapense mlebi. Omo ba afofo na sabe mplebi asa cow dank. E wo ho ne ade. Enti eye clear. Wo be depart na chienya adidie. And the Kufuor wantimi ambe boa asofo no a omo so aboa ko no ko ebo pa adidie no e na omayu omama ne na ma Justin Kodua from Paul Koka say asofo bia no mu dima ye nina no omo te die because they were all better. ATM pese NDC enye careful no ma enkofo bia ye di oma temp for 8 good years ya stigmatize omo ya harass omo ya terrorize omo bre Kwame ye ma sankofo no sweat enye kwa eseso omo didi gu omo fru so men enye wo ansa na ye ko hesa ankofo omo ba later day sentifo no
na o me abeda fast na bompa
me de kasem keke ye be kwa be ye bebuo enye abebuo kwa me
ezisiga mpede de aduane so so oduma yen kasa
aduane so oduma yen kasa kwa me so okay
But I say, my kind messages nibi na yenko lines no. So this one says that good morning, Mr. Speaker. I'm Derek from Sunyane, but I'm in Accra now. Please, my question is that why is it that MTN SIM card is sold at 80 Ghana cedis and not at the office, but vendors along our roadsides are selling it at very exorbitant prices? Okay, we don't know about that, but we'll cross-check for you. We say, good morning, Speaker. Those motorbikes given to the policemen to know their, I want to know their purpose. They always think about how they are going to get weed boys to arrest rather than using the motorbikes for visibility and ensuring the safekeeping of our society. Thank you. I don't have any evidence to that effect. One more the motorbikes nechechi boys. The man is making a lot of sense, but I wish our leaders will listen to him. God bless you, Mr. Speaker, and your team. Thank you. One for with the anchor. We say good morning, Speaker. I'm listening to you live from in Sawam. Please tell an African Ziga that we agree with him on many of the things he has said this morning. God bless yourself and the team. Thank you for a message. And we say, good morning, Speaker. The mobile money operators must understand how they undergo their operations. It is better to keep quiet than to be talking loudly on phone sometimes. That is what put them to risk by the armed robbers. I'm Kofi Crew. Thank you, Kofi. This one says that, good morning, Speaker. We are dealing with a serious issue here, but the NDC is just playing games with it. In fact, what Nana Frimpong Ziga has said is indeed the way to go. Thank you for a message out there and pay. We say, good morning, Speaker. I'm Williams from a year in Tontokrum. Keep the good work up. We are watching and listening. Thank you for a message. Mpacho my young call lines no eso na yemfa o course no na fe wadwen cheni nyina no Embra 0550 0550922929 0552911929 0550922929 0552911929 na yemfa o course no. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Open you did the sell casa free, eh?
Your friend, a Jawatin, Nikata free quadaso.
A Jawatin call Wasam Sodamintio.
Speaker, I mean, Srapa, those year with Jumano Yanasa, Jim Filfi, or profession on making. And your political party being now by. I'm off when it's the oil and Hopa. Now, as you see for me, Busawom, not 24 hours. What can was on the Fabian or perfect game. Adena, Abaya fight my phobia or you omedi. Mentiasia, a common country of my penny mamma said, yes, Reno, and Colano, so me a Ghana phone, to one on for and I dear, you know, other man, I can't soften nothing no more. I'm not politics, and I politics in his head. And conformio will be no more than so much about the Who's the Padino? Prophet Kubi, dear here, a Benez, dear here. Conform, more breath. I said, Sanko for a to do music and be warm. Yes, I'm picked up appointment from women, so don't feel the dinner and echo on. And the Menayard, Timam Peninche, or for a fatter how many dinner on share a Mexican, the Emerald, and another papa, Yamin Shroud. Yamin Shroud, Sir George, 0550922929055. 2911929 and no any numbers are they for course no 0550922929 0552911929. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes sir, open you page on so kakra mami odin baby akasa free.
Okay. You did the Kobe make a Africa so.
Kobe mami nti on free so.
Okay. Na me I move forward because I move nanga being serious because nanga at times so kuna okay transaction utu some security and the airtight utu mo for cra then in dasras no here ya me to call assign our side we go by 1 week na me notice be na one shop be oye mumo at the same auto phones opon no was cell phone service shop no dey go buy no I think at the call. But I'm not banks for that. Until we be a friend safe. We do only my guma secure. If you want to approach you later, no. I dare move in my bar, my hobby, but there we and well, looking for your paying for. I couldn't say now by me and I made introduce a trend the same at the 20. On can the boss now, where the moon pity. The boss no man say or the men friend me explaining trend.
Come bonny tell one na for so we tree. So unfortunate. Kobe a free so 0550922929 0552911929 and no air numbers no. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir. Open you didn't baby akasa free.
Pacho, Highness Nature Police.
Okay, Highness, Maminti free Chopoli.
Mr. Speaker. MPP for Mr. Pass I 2 for a wonty. Debia, mi can't tell him say, Omonia Kunyaba, TV so announce a radio Subekasa. The idea so muya, the beauty one party, say, Omo Pagana Fachewa, say, Omoma chance 1 minute, some Pankasa. 1 minute, 1 hour in Mumpa Pagana. Watch out, say, Omuma, your mind, you better, or mind, you better dream, you better Didi, you better Didia. That is the only way they can build their corrupt party. Omunjai propaganda, ni lies no more, and open who a be a multi president track out and then they almost transfer good president Bahamas. And that one can't help them build their party. Remind them for me, and we see them be a Munko propaganda for you, no Munjai propaganda, it's a gun of when you you. They say, no, because and also BBBI and the politics. One party, a good party, and people to me, you tell them to always plead to Ghana for Niamo best say, Omunja propaganda.
Meda say Highness, a whole front to us 0550922929 0552911929 and no any numbers are ye day F of course no. Ma Yanje Wadwin channel.
Kessben.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. We didn't baby a free. But I first say, last time I'm in free Kanishi. Why?
Pacho, the NDP Nipa. And let's say NPP from the press conference in Omunchaswa. They ain't party no. They ain't party no. Press conference will do and what? Omo only now would say they ain't party no first. Let it to me and sorry about the country. And anything by between you go Omunya. To any Omunya would say yes, class. They ain't party no. They ain't party name party name. Party need to see the years now. When you press conference, I'm why. That's ready to be involved. Much traffic. They want to be here. Look so in the this is all fine. Now, you have to be uncle.
Mention that 0550922929 0552911929 and no any me numbers no of course in the bar na yajiwa channel. Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Open you did this all case free here.
Me did Kojo.
Kojo kase free here.
Kase free Kumasi.
Okay, mami nti free Kumasi.
Kessben.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Juma Pamoye. Na minya diga. No ka bibi se yema sofoni bi peche na o se omono o mabo party. Sometimes you say ka bibi se o man ejapade ni hu nya se den. Yedi ma ba akofo zebi a oba na asase ne yedi ama nko ana nko no omo ye asole omo sunya mfaso a omo ehwe omo no ma aga na go bi so ebe edi fa ba bi no mi nhwe ni ye ni na ye omo ba o si ekem ni obi anya bi so fo boy ya do do kokobin ika ben oni so enso omo na bi amikase ni ya mana point no nya mi ka asole mani bi so ti wa omo ble.
Made us your full front to us 0550-922-929 0552911929. Now, Mamin Kind Way say good morning, speaker. I'm Richard from Ablekuma. This motorbike issues, the robbery cases are just on the rise. Ghana should rise and the police must rise. Ablekuma Farmer, the police officers who are there must be watchful about how the motor riders uses their motorbikes. Thank you for messaging. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Opinion. What did the soccer free?
Please, I'm called from Ada. Can I be allowed to speak?
Yes, you are allowed to speak. Carry on.
Okay. I'm speaking at the calling from Ada Apawanya.
That's fine. Let me hear you.
Thank you. Please, I agree with what your resource is telling you there. Because how you were talking, I agree perfectly with you. You see, we NDC, I'm a member of NDC, I'm a branch executive member. And you see, they like doing this thing. They don't reward the person who work hard for. They know. They don't work. You see, this man, Watiado, the man suffer for us a lot. Joseph, Yamin so far for us. You see, we have our branches here. Since our party came to power, if they are going to meet, they will not call anybody. You people will go and meet and discuss whatever they know. Yet, those people, they didn't do anything to the party. We the people, we are fighting for the party. They don't see us they don't look at us at all. I agree with them and tell this one. Like our party hierarchy. To listen to Kessben. Do the right thing. To those who labor for this party. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Bye.
I'm grateful for your time. 0550-922-929 0552911929. My main file calls, Hello, good morning. There we want to be on your so 0550-922-929 0550-922-929 0552911929. And no any your numbers, no ma yenye wadwen no na yenko. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Okay, you did the soccer free.
From someone,
Sami Maminti on Fresh Shaman.
Yes, manage analysis na Ziga. I follow we follow no so after news. pen analysis, and I like the way you people handle the work you are doing. I really appreciate your effort. I just want to encourage you. Say more
we are grateful as well. 0550-922-929, 0529-11929. And no air numbers. No, we're picking your calls. Nah, yeah, call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello. So unfortunate. 0550-922-929, 0552911929. And no any numbers are you so. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
But Kwame Appiah
Over Kwame Appiah Kubi, I'm into on free Kumasi.
The prime chairman Yamen so come on. And mo Juma pa moye. Openi Ghana no. Ya fani maybe tra shedia asofofo ye. I say asofofo the campaign ye ewura politics. E dey say nyame som no kwa say yenya ne dey. Nyame som no yenya ne dey. We ba osian ena ekufo do say o ma no eti enmante nkoto ba na ekufo do ye garam say ena garam say no mojaye. Open no mojaye garam say ni ye.
Mejo.
Open tie o ma we no. This is soldier force have a Joe Maui and Sana Ghana for a steady. So soldier form a Joe Maui party and Mata Ghana and San combat him because the money put over Jimmy, yes, I have brought for
Jimmy the NSA. My man used to say, offer. What are they have a chasai? Why? Because of say, or man, seriously, independent and him for the so and not Chris of war. Woman, I come to say. 6 months and say 68 years. Ghana has been say. I saw for now, ball a banity and a kufa. I say, Matthew said, nothing 10 allowance become Omuncham. Teacher 10 allowance become Omuncham. And parents of my culture and so when I ever tears Omuncham, Ghana from Papa, opening the Manos, Yamen, come on. 0550-922-929, 0552911929, 0550-922-929, 0552911929. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Open you didn't baby free.
We don't have free mania.
But what did they say?
Kojo Boating.
Kojo Mamincho free mania.
We did. Kessben. I think we saw down for me. I say, no.
Mini ade.
Okata Jeffrey.
Okata Jeffrey fa.
Station or me, who is this station or me?
Oh, when chamu betinenka. Why?
Mate. It's the one only bit to be there Jeffrey.
Don't worry. Our when chamu why? Mu betinenka. All right, thank you. 0550-922-929, 0552911929.
Mitro kakamio. Kessben.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I took Canada's AK Chantel.
I told us everything.
Oh, I'm Pastor Pocas.
Mammy, tell free Pocas,
when you never put the Casas now, Ocasa or mine, a baby, and can see a Masuda every day. So, and then I'm not a Cassia, Yankee, say Masuda for the dear. And so, the dear son, coffee, and I can be Quina, say a pretty station. The community center of a pen, Puna, so the poor Babacat and corporate restrictions because I'm not Mr. Form with you. And I'm said discipline. And the young man, Pinny John, Mamma, Oba, or my God, also have to cut a for Yassi. What you my use is my. Am I not a minister? I have formed a Ghana point now about this. I'm pump. Or Mum Penny, a bank of with my boy, or man, or my mechanic, it's my boyfriend. And Copodo sit that. If it be answered, also I don't have said. I think there's a man with me appointment at the Copang of Ghana, Dr. Esiama. And before we double that, I take an appointment. On the moment, and I'm someone that's why I'm a woman to know that. We are moving from the Quano. The book is a moment from the Quoma, Ghana, for a ticket to make a sano. Say long but some stand get on the dear one. Then you go no panzen. Register general no panzen some of my best get them best. Now my matter I say you come demonstrate e outside. The engine very well.
Last caller that mean fancy.
Speaker.
Yes, madam.
Where is of my madam?
So, mammy, Tiona, what to say?
Yeah, me are two speaker.
I mean,
me now, classic, me need the mirror.
I didn't see.
My warning, I said, me and my phone, won't you? So, me and I Ghana for ne being free to go and Benin, a Ghana. Lay a moment, you are no more, you're not buying the Sabaya. Almost phone with you, man. Na kabaya so be run 24-hour economy then kabaya ko be afa first bad no provoke so abaya na ya de me so me be be kan me ti me run 24 economy na so so want me run nti o you be dey kwa kwesina fi no do be fu fresh ho nti o man na wo so ba be bu no be bu ni sen na akoyi ama o man na metu ngana fo yeyi na ye hu bio o man mu nua no na mo yere ni mu kunu na so mo metina fi no nti e be se Ghana tin fo mo fo man so omuntu minkasa ne nyina Ghana fo bi fritogu amba ne ya before ya nchechire nyama yi na hihye nyama yi ne 2020 na menka ya wonen kundi ne ntinye o man Ghana nyina dia oni ya menye adwuma
Lava me nyamenka wo ho thank you very much Abichi ameda se me fa for be here thank you very much I want to say a very big thank you Yamin Show one cow and this is how we began the week He did Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker, may the West Sir Johnny team at the Medford Action to us. Stay with them and the rest of our programs. I don't me any our channel. We'll be back again to serve our nation. On behalf of my production team, Amos, Richard Appiah, Samuel, Fifi, Daniel Agni, and the rest of the technical team on duty. And okay, be safe. Good morning, Ghana.
Wakwana ni kosi na fo ayu kuni chechere ne ma biana ni koso ni ja obrechi ni kukodu fo eja wo mu ankuni maba aguna na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obie na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia wani bono so awira cheche wakwana ne bane na sene ni ba ejo no bi no anta bi eja wo mu anami di asem asa shirina no mpana wa asem eja wo mu asono di aba wodman kuma oba de yense Yeninza waswa eni jeni agrewo afe wunu bi wi ase asonimu e ba sa wa yira kwanso akire ne kwampa no bi asem ye obi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nenso wodman kuma ba de ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu na yirasio Obia wani duma odidi bua omai wakwana ni kosi na fro wa yuku ni chechere ne ma biana ni koso ni ja obrechi ni kukodu fo eja wo mu ankuni maba aguna na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obie awabuajo asana na ho febia wani bono so awira tete okwane ne bane na sene ne ba ejo no bi no ntabie eja wo mu anamidi asem asachiri na no mpene ho asem eja wo mu asono biaba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni zawoso eni je ni agrawuo afe wunua bi wi ase asoni mu eba se wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asem ye obi asmo oni pada sani awon manwe mu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkamfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wodoma nkoma oba ade ebo ni pa bata ni pa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu ensu ane yirasio obi a woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma obi anani koso ni ja obreti ni kukodu fo eja wo mu anku ni maba agurana na yiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obi na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so awira cheche wokwane ne bane na sene ni ba ejo no bi no ntabie eja wo mu anamidi asem asachiri na no mpene ho asem eja wo mu asono biaba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni zawoso eni je ni agrawuo afe wunua bi wi ase asoni mu eba se wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asem ye obi asmo oni pada sani awon manwe mu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkamfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wodoma nkoma oba ade ebo ni pa bata ni pa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu ensu ane yirasio obi a woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma obi anani koso ni ja obreti ni kukodu fo eja wo mu anku ni maba agurana na yiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obi na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so awira tete wokwane ne bane na sene ne ba ejo no bi no ntabie eja wo mu anamidi asem asachiri na no mpene ho asem eja wo mu asono biaba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni zawoso eni je ni agrawuo afe wunua bi wi ase asoni mu eba se wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asem ye obi asmo oni pada sani awon manwe mu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkamfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wodoma nkoma oba ade ebo ni pa bata ni pa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu ensu ane yirasio obi a woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma obi anani koso ni ja obreti ni kukodu fo eja wo mu anku ni maba agurana na yiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mu obi na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so awira tete wokwane ne bane na sene ni ba ejo no bi no ntabie eja wo mu anamidi asem